Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you had a great Christmas. Today we are doing another side quest. Turns out building a small city in the hand takes a bit longer than expected, but that's okay. We are currently on top of the Dartmouth Professional building. You can see here. I actually saw this location a long time ago. Basically the top of this building has nothing on it. And I noticed when I was building my Oasis Tower, which is just over there. You can go check that video out on my main channel page. But as I was building over there, I noticed this building on the top here at least is kind of bare looking, and I thought it'd be a good location for a discoverable location. So this won't be a player home build. It's more like a kind of a narrative driven location to find. But yeah, it's going to be my version of that. And you know, I like building my settlements with trees and bushes, as evidenced by this one over here, as well as many others. So we are going to incorporate trees into this one, and I will go through the narrative as we proceed. So we're going to build a penthouse up here and incorporate some trees and bushes into that. So stick around and let's see where we end up. Alrighty, welcome back. We have completed the kind of the shell of the building, so let's have a look at what we have so far. So we are on the roof here. We are now 2 stories higher. I think it's 2 stories. We have a vertibird landing pad. I do want to make access to this place a little bit harder than normal. So I'm not sure if I'll have access from the ground level. Maybe I'll just sort of simulate that there will be like an elevator or something. But we are kind of making it that this is kind of the main entranceway into this place. The use of a vertibird, so that's why we have this kind of centrally placed landing pad, and this is kind of where I'm thinking the stairs will go. But let's just come in here. So we have quite a large space, and thankfully I was able to find some assets that do obviously allow light and also fit the shape of the building. So we do have kind of 2 stories here and pretty nice high ceilings. If we just jump out of the building itself, you can see there that we have just added 2 stories to the building, and it does fit quite nicely with this shape. So obviously they've used similar assets in the vanilla game, and we've been able to match it quite well, so that turned out quite good. And the whole idea is that this place is going to be a bachelor pad kind of penthouse apartment that's kind of been turned into a conservatory, and that's basically what this kind of eccentric millionaire who pre-war used to live here kind of went a bit crazy and did with his own space. So that's what we're going to do in this build. Whether or not that extends to the outside, I'm not too sure, but certainly the inside. But I think we have plenty of space to play with here, and we also need to consider a living space, because this person is going to be actually living there, and we are going to build a narrative around that whole idea. But that's a lot of talking and not much building, so I better keep going. Well, I have spent too much time trying to figure out stairs to get up to this level, but I think I have kind of landed on somewhere where I'm pretty happy with. So we did have to move this landing pad around a little bit just to give us a little bit more space for this thing, because I wanted to utilize I believe these are hotel stairs from the Far Harbor DLC. Yeah, I think that's where it's from. But yeah, we have kind of like this, I guess it looks kind of like a hotel entranceway type thing. But yeah, we got these cool stairs that wrap around this central support here. I obviously do need to fix it up a little bit. But this is basically the layout of the building that I'm going to go for. So if we go down the stairs, we'll just go from the ground level. So most of this ground level will probably be taken up mostly by bushes, trees, flowers, and just sort of general hangout area sort of places, maybe a bar or something. And then upstairs is going to be the actual living area. So if you come around here, we have the same thing wrapping up the other way. And I'm just trying to figure out where things will probably go. I'm thinking this is probably the better view, so maybe a open plan bedroom over here, and then maybe a living, dining, and then over here in the corner is possibly a kitchen because the kitchen's going to take up some window space, so I'm kind of choosing maybe the least liked side in terms of the view, because I kind of like this corner over here, because you can see the mountains quite well, and obviously the river there, and then over this side you get the cool view of the building. But yeah, I guess anywhere you go you kind of get cool views. So I think I'm pretty happy with where I've landed on, with just the kind of the layout of where everything's going to go. So living space up there, and then the rest of this place is kind of the millionaire's playground. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there in terms of the actual infrastructure, and then we'll try and get into the fit out to make this place look like a overgrown jungle. Alrighty, so you can see we have some trees down there, and I might have gone a little bit overboard, but let's see where I kind of ended up with. So yes, we have a proper jungle down here. Let's have a look. Go to the ground floor here. Alright, so I guess now is the time to sort of go through what I've been thinking about this whole building situation thing. And as I kind of mentioned before, it's a millionaire's kind of penthouse, and he kind of, or she, decided to turn it into kind of a conservatory. And it was made pre-war, and it's had 200 years to flourish and yeah, just grow out of hand, as you can see here. So we're going to say that this place is basically run via nuclear technology, as is commonplace in the Commonwealth. And this building has built-in humidifiers, this vent system hooked up where the whole area is, you can see there's mist around. It creates like a controlled environment where there's constant moisture kind of being pumped into the room here. So hence why the plants can flourish, as well as having obviously plentiful sunlight. Not so great for the couches and things, obviously, having lots of moisture, but that's what we're going to say kind of helps these plants survive in this kind of environment. And as you can see, we have lots of leaves and stuff on the ground, and it's all looking a little bit crazy, overgrown, and yes, lots going on here. So where should we start? Let's go over to this corner here. You can see I just showed you a little bit before, but we have kind of like a little wraparound hangout couch thing with a kind of tree right in the middle there. I'm not too sure on the placement of the tree. I wanted it to be kind of central, to be kind of a feature, but I'm not too sure that it's kind of good for maneuvering around. But we'll just leave it there for now. I have added this thing. I'm not too sure what it is, but it looks kind of fancy. So that's kind of a point of interest. Over here we have a bar, and I just put a kind of divider partition there just to sort of separate it from this area here. So this is going to be our bar, kind of a general area. And I'm thinking I might put kind of some kind of elevator access maybe into this pillar here. But the idea is that the owner of this place basically was stuck here after the bombs dropped, so we might have to do a damaged one so it doesn't actually work. And maybe we have to put a damaged vertibird on the roof as well. And over here I just put sort of planters in, and I'm just trying to think of ideas of where certain things might go. So I'm thinking this corner over here might be kind of a library kind of area. So we'll have bookshelves and then just areas where you can read. Over here I kind of wanted to put this little kind of square area. I wanted to put kind of like a zen kind of little hangout area where you're kind of in the midst of all the trees, so it's kind of a good spot to relax. And then upstairs, I'll just show you what I did upstairs, which is kind of similar to what I already said, but we do have an open plan kind of bedroom coming together slowly. So we'll have just like a partition wall, and there'll be a bed on this side, and then possibly a bathroom that will be kind of walled in over this side just before we get to the stairs here. This area here will be kind of a hangout, maybe a pool table with some couches and things. We'll put a dining set here, and then over here is our kitchen. As I mentioned before, I put another partition wall in just to block off that ugliness that when you put these kitchens in, they kind of have nothing on this side. So you can kind of see through them. So I put the wool in just to sort of cover that up as well. And I'm not too sure if I'll do the same on that side. Maybe I'll just leave it. But this is basically our kitchen. And we do have a little bit of leaves about the place as well, because the trees do kind of get up here. It kind of insinuates that there is kind of wind around here. I'm not too sure how I'm going to get around that, but I just wanted to put something up here because I thought the floors were a little bit naked, but I think it lends well to the kind of narrative overall. Now, have I gone a little bit overboard with the trees? Maybe, but the whole idea is that this person that owns this place wanted to turn his penthouse into a conservatory, so given 200 years have passed, I think it's kind of plausible, maybe. I don't know. I like it. If I was a millionaire, would I do this to my own penthouse? No, but, it kind of makes for an interesting story nonetheless. Alrighty, we have another little update here. We have sort of jungified, if that's the word, this entranceway. It actually had a little bit of a dirt top originally, so I kind of just filled it in with some plants, and I might have gone a little bit overboard with those vines, but there we go. And if we spin around, we have our vertibird. So the idea is that this was the personal vertibird of the person that owns the penthouse. Don't mind the markings. And during the bomb explosions or whatever, it has sort of come into some trouble. And the wings have been ripped off, and it's sort of settled over here on the side of the landing pad here, looking a little bit worse for wear and obviously no longer usable. So that kind of plays into the narrative that our character is kind of stuck here, and as I mentioned before, a broken elevator doesn't allow him or her to get down using the vertibird or the elevator. So there we go. I added a little bit more inside. Let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so our partition has kind of turned into part partition and also our bathroom, as kind of mentioned before. It is a bit squishy in there, and I do need to do some finishing off with the walls just to make it look a little bit better, instead of having that kind of perpendicular, funny looking wall shape. But that's where the bathroom's going to be. Kind of small for a luxury penthouse apartment, but we are putting our priorities in other areas, and as I mentioned before, wanted to put a bed on the side, so we have that there now. And over here we have our pool table, which I think I might spin around the other way just to give us a bit more space. And we have our living area, just a little hangout area with some musical stuff and some TV stuff and some great views. And this is our dining set. Pretty straightforward, some art, and then over here I just added some stools to the kitchen here just to try and make it look I guess like a breakfast bar type thing. I don't know, I'm not a professional, but yes, plenty left to do. Probably a few more hours of fit out left, and I think on the next part of the video it'll be a wrap up and a final tour when we've got everything all fitted out, kitted out, and looking beautiful. It's a great view up here, but many hours later we are complete. So let's have a look at where we ended up. Let's just hop out of this chair here. So, if you're stuck in your penthouse and you've got lots of alcohol, what else do you do? Barbecues on the roof and try and get some attention from anyone that's alive, and that's basically what this person's been trying to do. So you can see they made a big SOS sign on the landing pad here with bits from the vertibird and bits of wood and stuff. So yeah, unfortunately that didn't work out for this person. Let's go have a look inside. So just this part here, I did put this kind of statue thing just to cover up that kind of oblique top of the pillar there, just to add a bit of interest. And if we come on down, still haven't fixed that rail. Okay, so this part here, I haven't really added much. We just added kind of, pre-war money and stuff because, it's kind of useless at this point. And kind of a area where this person was working out. And then across the way here, we have a bar that looks like this person has been going crazy. Just beers all over the floor, cigarettes everywhere, and just general mess. And we have some weapons as well, because this person was a little bit crazy. And over here, just again, another little hangout area with a nice view. And we do have a fish tank with maybe some dead fish. They're not moving. And as I said before, we do have an elevator here. Now, in the explosion, obviously, the elevator stopped working, and this person obviously tried to get it to work or tried to do something, and it's all just broken and destroyed, and he can't get down. So, vertebrate's down, elevator's down, he's stuck. Alrighty, so I did add some seating around the place, and if we come over here, this is kind of our little Zen hangout area. Yes, there is some chems and money and booze, and this chair has been bowled over by whatever fell down here. But yeah, very sad state of affairs. And I did add kind of this fungus and stuff around where the kind of moisture is coming out of the ventilation system. Over here, I just put some kind of sunbeds and stuff that were kind of maybe utilized before it all went down, and make it look a little bit decrepit. And over in this corner, this, as I mentioned before, this is our library area. Again, with the chems and the alcohol, and books kind of thrown around the place. But yeah, this is where you can hang out and read your bookies. Where to next? Upstairs, maybe. Okay, so we spun the table around. We kind of put some more bits and bobs and more leaves around the place. And you can see here, I've kind of just put random stuff everywhere as if somebody was stuck up here and didn't want to clean up after themselves. Again, the kitchen is a bit of a state. Somebody's pushed the fridge over, and we do have some cockroaches down there as well. And if you haven't noticed already, we do have blinds. So just random blinds being pulled down from those metal sections down there in random places, just to sort of give the illusion that this person is kind of moving around the space, and wherever he goes is kind of, he'll just pull the blind down, and then the rest of it is kind of exposed, just to give that feeling of randomness and I guess abandonment. Over here we have a bathroom that's kind of enclosed now, and so I've just sort of moved things around and trying to make it look like a usable space. Pretty small for a luxury penthouse apartment, but I'm happy with that. That's fine. And around the corner we had the bed here, and this is where we find our character. So he is kind of surrounded by his kind of worldly goods, his money, and you can see he's done things. But yeah, this is where he's ended up, just sort of laying on his bed, just waiting for the end after being stuck in his penthouse for weeks, months, who knows. Oh, and I forgot there's a little shelf over here with some little collectibles. I thought that was kind of cool. Well, I think we'll wrap this one up here. So yeah, a little bit of a random one. It's again not a player home per se, more like a discoverable location. But I had a lot of fun kind of coming up with a little story, and of course plants and trees, always love that. And if you had any comments or questions regarding this or anything else, drop them below. I'll try and get to them as best as I can. Now I am hoping to get a small little New Year's video out. If I can't get that out, then Happy New Year's to you and yours. And I hope to see you on the next video. Now, I also have a Discord. You can jump on the main channel page there. There's a link to that. Jump on there and you can share your own build ideas, as well as give me suggestions for videos, and I might do them. And on that note, hope you have a great day and Happy New Year's.